Richard Hawley from his latest album Further, and Richard Hawley headlining at Red Rooster in May at the end of the month at the palatial surroundings of Euston Hall, and Richard Hawley's on the line. Good afternoon, Richard.
Hiya.
Are you looking forward to your trip to Euston? It's a marvellous place.
Yeah, I've not been there. I've been to Thetford Forest. So I believe that's not too far. Have I got that horribly wrong?
No, you're absolutely spot on with your geography there, but of course this is a stately home. It's a duke's residence.
Wow, I didn't know that. With it being a kind of bluesy roots festival, I thought it was going to be some kind of, a scruffy field somewhere, which I was kind of looking forward to. But hey-ho, whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be great.
Well, there was the Duke of Earl, of course, and that fits in quite nicely.
There you go.
Tell me then, Richard, what sort of show are you bringing here? Because I've been to Red Rooster, and it very much is that sort of roots and music from the deep south, that sort of vibe, and the food as well. Is that the sort of thing you like?
Yeah, amongst many things. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I had a look at some of the acts on online the other day, and there's some really interesting music. I'm looking forward to just enjoying it. I hope I can stick around for not just that one day.
And will you be performing tracks from the album that we just heard from, the Further album, which I think was out last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's been 9 albums now, so it's kind of a bit of a mix and match, I guess, past and present. No real great plan as yet. We kind of make the setup sort of in the afternoon and then just play it.
You must have been very pleased at the reception for Further. It got into the top 3, that, in the album charts, didn't it?
Yeah, that was amazing. I didn't see that one coming, to be honest. And yeah, it was a lovely surprise. I really didn't think it was, because in between that and the last record, I'd kind of gone away and done other things for quite some time. And I thought maybe people had moved on and forgotten about us. And no, it was lovely that they could still, remember what we're about and everything.
Do you enjoy the festival scene? Because it's grown a lot since you began performing, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a completely different thing now. And I kind of roll with the changes, really. I think you've got to embrace the differences and not, like Bob Dylan said, don't look back, It's not a good idea because it ain't coming back. So you've got to just keep moving forward and embrace the differences. And yeah, I do. I enjoy it. I mean, the festival thing is so huge now. The actual size of the bigger festivals are so massive. And when you play those, you kind of get, you sort of parachute in and parachute out. But with festivals like, Red Rooster is I presume it's going to be a little bit similar to a festival I love called The End of the Road, run by a friend of mine in Dorset. And that whilst they can't compete, with the huge acts and this, that and the other, the really kind of global artists, that the amount of love and attention that they put into those things is amazing. I think they're equally as special, but in a different way,
Such a laid-back atmosphere at Red Rooster, and the love of the music is there as well. I mean, the people are very knowledgeable, and I think you will enjoy it, Richard. Having sampled your work down the years, I think it's a really good fit, and I'm surprised they haven't invited you before.
Yeah, maybe they did, and I just couldn't do it. I'm not really sure, but it's an event of the year that I'm looking forward to very much, and that part of the world, because my wife was brought up in a little village called Shelfhanger, which is just outside Diss, which is just outside Norfolk and Norwich, and I'm kind of familiar with that sort of rough. I know, Norfolk is a big county, but that vibe around there. And I played a concert in Thetford Forest many years ago. Obviously, it's a completely different place, as you say, but I'm familiar with the geography of the area,
Well, Shelfhanger is in the deep south of Norfolk, but what about the deep south of the US? What sort of musical influences have seeped in for you, Richard, over the years from that very rich tradition?
Well, I mean, all over America, all over Europe. I was brought up with what I consider to be folk music, and which is American roots music, whether it be country, bluegrass, or British folk music, Irish folk music, European folk stuff, and yeah, all that mixed in, you know, rock and roll as well, and a lot of stuff from the 60s, heavy garage and psychedelia are components as well, and punk, because, you know, I was only very young when punk kicked off. I was only about 10, but my older cousins, they were really into it, and that influenced me as well. But yeah, everything.
Well, Richard, we're looking forward to seeing you at Euston Hall for this year's Red Rooster Festival. It's the 28th to the 30th of May, and we're going to play out with the title track from your latest album. This is Further, and it's quite an elegiac sort of feel about this one, isn't it? It's almost you. Is it looking back and looking forward at the same time?
Well, it's called Further, so it's kind of forward, really. But yeah, what I love about this one, it's in open D tuning, which is an old tuning my dad got shown about when he worked with Big Bill Broomsey in 1959, and Dad showed it me. But there's only 2 chords in this whole song, which and there's literally just 2 finger movements, and that's it.
Well, let's hear it.
It's really simple.
Richard Hawley, thank you very much.
Bless you, mate. Thank you.